The police in Frisco are searching for a 17-year-old girl missing in Frisco.
After 2 decades, a Virginian woman is finally facing justice for abandoning and leaving her baby to die.
And Joe Biden unveils a new plan for student loan forgiveness.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Drew Maurer.
And I'm Kennedy McGregor. The search is on for a missing 17-year-old girl from Frisco. According to Frisco police, Ashika Thakori was last seen at 11:30 p.m., leaving her house near Coit Road and El Dorado Parkway. She was last seen in a black long-sleeve t-shirt and red and green pajama pants. Ashika is 5'4", about 175 pounds. Police say she is a critical missing person and urge anyone with information to contact Frisco Police at 972-292-6010 or dial 911.
A Virginia mother that killed her newborn son is facing justice after 2 decades. A judge sentenced Melissa Chrisman after she left her child in a park to die 20 years ago. CNN's Ellen Ice has more.
Chrisman was emotional in court, crying while a friend and her mother testified in her defense, both commenting that she was a good person and a good mother. Friday, we learned Chrisman already had a daughter when she left her newborn boy, his umbilical cord still attached, in a Chesapeake park on January 17, 2003. Ed Jones was a Parks and Rec employee at the time.
Take a baby and throw a couple of blankets around it and leave it in the woods. There's no excuse for that.
He froze to death, according to police, and was later found by an 11-year-old boy. This is that boy, now grown, getting emotional in a cold case video created by Chesapeake Police in 2020.
That's something that, that shouldn't happen to anybody.
In the nearly 2 decades, detectives were searching for answers. They named the baby Daniel. The community holding a funeral for him in 2003. Our cameras were there. Chrisman was arrested in 2020 after her DNA came up as a match to the crime 17 years prior. Police say her DNA was gathered because of other convictions. In October of 2023, Chrisman pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. It's important to note that Chrisman had 2 other children, one born 2 years before Daniel's death and another born a year after. The Commonwealth's attorney asked the judge for the maximum sentence of 32 years, which he granted. The judge saying, quote, "There is nothing more precious than the innocence of a newborn child. You stole a life you had no power to take." Chrisman told the judge before the sentencing, quote, "I'm sorry for all of this."
After the sentence was announced, Chrisman's mother approached the father of baby Daniel and said, quote, "You got what you wanted," a chilling case. The American Jewish Committee published a recent survey that concluded nearly 2/3 of American Jews feel less secure in the U.S. than they did a year ago. Almost half of the American Jews surveyed stated that they had altered their behavior in the past year, shifting their wardrobe, changing what they posted online, and places that they visited, all in an attempt to avoid being a victim of anti-Semitism and prevent people from knowing they were Jewish. Brian Levin, the director for the Center of the Study of Hate and Extremism at California State University San Bernardino, said he has seen a surge in anti-Jewish and Islamophobic queries in online search engines, including eliminationist and homicidal language. The study also found that most Americans witnessed the hateful behavior online, but only 5% said they had reported it. If you see something, say something.
Kennedy, it feels great outside, but the only problem is it's gray and gloomy. Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, kind of sad after the beautiful eclipse.
Right.
I really hope sunshine is our future. You know, our weather anchor, Jalen Tucker, is here for our first look. Jalen?
Thanks, guys. Yes, we are seeing those gloomy skies. As we can look at our current conditions right now, 65 being that weather, so we're looking at those cloudy skies. It's going to feel like 65 because of that wind speed coming in 13 miles per hour. So going into tonight's conditions, we are unfortunately going to see those rainy skies again. Dropping that weather down to 63. It's going to feel like 63, but that wind speed coming in 7 miles per hour. So definitely if you have any plans tonight, make sure you have a raincoat on standby. Now going into tomorrow's conditions, unfortunately, we still are going to see those rainy skies, guys. So 61 being that actual weather, and then 55 is going to feel like because of that wind speed coming at 11 miles per hour. Now we all know this saying, April showers bring May flowers. Now, if we look at the radar, what's been going on here in Denton area, as you can see, we're seeing a lot of that heavy rain coming from the south, coming up towards us, towards Dallas, towards Denton. As you can see, all that green, we're going to see some light rain coming in. So a lot of rain going into tonight and even tomorrow. So you're going to see a lot of rain. So please be prepared. Make sure you have your raincoats, your jackets, everything on standby. I will be back later in the show for a full weather report. So back to the desk.
Thanks, Jalen. A house in Argyle is under investigation after it was struck by lightning last night as a severe storm raked through Denton. A fire started shortly after in the house around 10 p.m. on Stonecrest Road, and no one was home, luckily, during the fire, but the house was deemed a total loss. No other information is available at this time.
Denton Police Department is investigating a fatal crash involving a motorcycle early Sunday morning. The incident was reported when the motorcycle crashed on South Loop 288 when a witness saw the motorcycle crash and catch fire. No other vehicles were involved in the crash.
The Denton Police Department presented a crime report for 2023, which had the lowest violent crime rate in the past 5 years. Property crime rates and marijuana arrests were also down this year. 2023 saw the lowest driving while intoxicated arrests. The rate was at 22 compared to 28% in 2022.
Well, are you in the singing spirit? Get ready, because we have an exciting event coming up later.
And need to declutter? We have the tips, so stay with us. President Joe Biden announced plans to cancel student debt this fall, giving more than 30 million Americans a financial break. According to the White House, close to 70% of loan borrowers will see their debt lessened or canceled altogether. The president made an announcement Monday during a visit to Wisconsin.
Too many people feel the strain and stress, wondering if they're can get married, have their first child, start a family, because even if they get by, they still have this crushing debt. That's not, it's not just a drag on them, it's a drag on our local economies. It's a drag on, no, it really is.
We're fixing a broken system. We're trying to provide a fair shot to Americans trying to access higher education. And we're doing that by addressing runaway interest. We know it's been out of control, the interest that people have to pay. We're going after those schools that are defrauding our borrowers. We're providing relief to those who've been paying for decades.
4 million people and a total of $146 billion were canceled in the Biden administration's first attempt.
Has anyone ever offered you a kidney? No? Well, maybe we should start. It's National Donate Life Month, where Americans are encouraged to register as organ donors and learn more about what it means to donate your body to others and save lives. According to the Mayo Clinic Transplant transplant hepatologist Dr. Bashar A. Akel, there are more than 100,000 men, women, and children on the U.S. National Transplant waiting list, and another person is added to this list every 8 minutes, and 17 people die every day while waiting for these organs. Dr. Akel says every organ donor can save up to 8 lives, while a single tissue donor can impact as many as 75 people. Donating a kidney or part of the liver is something you can do now while you're still alive. The livers will regrow back to normal size within 90 days, and you can still enjoy your same quality of life. Anyone interested in becoming an organ donor can sign up online at organdonor.gov/signup. Register at your local motor vehicle department, or if you have an iPhone, you can register through the health app. Technology, am I right?
Well, Kennedy, as we saw earlier, it is going to keep raining into tomorrow, so I'll need to pack an umbrella.
Yeah, well, lucky for us, it should look to get a little bit warmer as the week goes on. Jalen, let's take a look at our full weather for the week.
Thanks, you guys. Yes, as you can see here in North Texas, we are looking in those 60 ranges, especially in those lower 60s, upper 60s right now in North Texas. So we're going to still see those cool type of weathers. Now, if we look across the entire state right now of Texas, if you go further west, if you're traveling in El Paso, it's 59 degrees outside. If you're going a little bit up north in Amarillo, unfortunately, it is 43 degrees. In Oklahoma City, 63. But if you're traveling down south, like in Austin, Texas, or in Houston, Texas, you're going to see more of those sunny skies. So if you want to lay out and get tan, you probably travel to Austin or Houston. And even in Shreveport, it's 67. So definitely seeing those different rays of suns coming in. Now we look at the entire week of the weather forecast. Unfortunately, we are going to see those rainy skies going in tomorrow, so it's going to be 70% chance of rain, so make sure you bring your umbrellas. Now, going into the weekend, we are going to see more of those sunny skies traveling from the 70s up into the 80s and those nice sunny skies. Now, going into Sunday, the high is going to be 84 with the low being 66, so it is going to be a little partly cloudy, though, but still a little sun peeking through. Now, going into Tuesday, unfortunately, we are going to see more rain coming in. It is going to be a 40% chance, so a little bit lower on that chance of rain, but it is going to be 63 being the high and 42 being the low. But that's all I have for weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Jalen. Well, good news for the Mean Green. The University of North Texas has accepted a special award from the National Security Agency. Our live reporter, Crystal Cooper, is at the university's Department of Computer Science and Engineering with the story. Crystal?
The National Security Agency has identified the University of North Texas as a National Center for Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense. This recognition extends all the way into 2029, which will mark 25 years for UNT to stand with this distinction. The National Security Agency has only awarded 30 colleges nationwide for being in Texas. Earning this distinction is not an easy process for the college professors. Professors must challenge students through specific homework assignments and projects. Students must also be proficient in skills that will be used to find flaws in security systems. The challenging courses students must undertake is why the National Security Agency has recognized the college for its academic excellence in cyber defense. Congratulations to UNT's College of Cyber Security and Computer Science. Thank you to the faculty and students for all of your hard work. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Crystal. Well, March Madness ended yesterday, so stay tuned to hear what our sports anchor Trey Francis has to say all about it.
But first, I had the amazing opportunity to get an exclusive first look at a special gospel event happening this weekend. We'll be right back.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Man, are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh
Oh my God. Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're gonna ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
Well, get ready to praise, shout, and scream all about. I recently got to sit in on rehearsal as UNT's gospel choir prepares for a super big day. Take a look.
Music. It's the heart and soul of UNT. Many of the world's best artists were cultivated on this very campus. Now, UNT student org Voices of Praise is celebrating their annual Gospel Fest with other campuses across Texas.
Apologies for those technical difficulties, but you saw the spirit in those clips. Gospel Fest will be this Saturday, April 13th, with doors opening at 5 p.m. For more information, check out Voice of Praise Instagram at UNT Voice of Praise.
Animal lovers, beware. Officials in Rhode Island rescued 40 dogs from horrific conditions. CNN's Molly Levine has more on the heroic endeavor. Well, sorry for the technical difficulties. We won't be able to see those pups, but thankfully they are getting the care they need. Hopefully they will find each a loving home of their own in the near future. Kennedy, my apartment has been looking a little worse for wear lately. Do you have any ideas of how I could clean it up?
I do, but I think I know someone who knows a lot better ideas than what we could come up with. Our segment anchor, Kelsey Clark, has some tips for us on cleaning. Kelsey?
Thanks, guys. Spring has sprung, and that means it's time for some spring cleaning. I know cleaning your home can be a hassle, but with these tips, hopefully it's made a little easier. The first step should always be to dust. Work from the top of a roof down, and don't forget those hard to reach places like the tops of ceiling fans. Now you've got all that dust and dirt on the floor, it's time to vacuum every room in the house. Next, clear out your pantry and closet. Crumbs and spills are easily missed and should be cleaned before they attract pests. As for your closet, thrift stores are always looking for new donations. Spring cleaning is a time to start afresh and bring in the new season. That's all from me. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Kelsey. Well, last night was the March Madness finale, and it certainly lived up to all of the hype. My eyes were glued to the TV the entire game, Kennedy. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, unfortunately, my pick was wrong, and our sports anchor Trey Francis also made a wrong pick. Trey.
Yeah, I picked wrong once again with NC State, and it was brutal seeing them get dominated by Purdue, and I really expected more out of the Wolfpack.
Well, you know, not to brag, guys, but I called it several times on the show here that the UConn Huskies were going to go back-to-back for the first time since the 07-08 Florida Gators. Tell us a little bit more about the Huskies' big win, Trey.
Yes, Drew, a lot to this game, and hopefully my bracket can do better next year. But now let's move on to one of the biggest plays of the game. It was early in the second half, and Zach Edey, he was down low. He puts one up and misses, but a second later, his teammate Camden Heide comes in with the slam out of nowhere, making a spectacular play. And I'll have more on the game when we come back.
Willis Library, located at the University of North Texas. It has computers, printers, and the building is open 24/7. By going online, you can book up to an hour of reserved space and one of the many private study rooms. Many of them are equipped with whiteboards, a table, and a TV to hook up to your computer. Textbooks can be checked out for free with a student ID. They also have many of these in ebook forms. This is still a library, so always remember to be quiet and respectful of other surroundings, especially in certain places where talking is not allowed. For example, the 3rd and 4th floor are completely quiet. As you can see, Willis Library has many options for students, with it offering many media sources and staying open all the time.
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh?
Last night's game wrapped up the madness of March. Well, we are in April, but the UConn Huskies won back-to-back titles, being the first team since 2007. And after the half, it was the Huskies in control for the remainder of the game. That first shot out of half there by Tristan Newton, giving his team a 9-point lead. And then just 10 minutes later, his teammate Stephon Castle splashes one from deep to make it 59-42. And the Huskies, they continued to run away with this one and won with a score of 75-60. Newton finished the game with 20, Castle with 15, and Zach Edey's 37 wasn't enough for the Boilermakers. The question is, can the Huskies three-peat next year? We'll have to find out. And now the Dallas Stars, they continued their road trip Sunday in Colorado against the Avalanche. Before the game, they said it's the biggest game of the year, with the Avs being a couple points behind them in the standings. And this one, it started off with the Avalanche. Sean Walker from the Avs putting up one past Ottinger, and that Ottinger didn't even see that one coming, gave them the 1-0 lead. And that was the wake-up call for the Stars. And at the end of the first half, it's Matt Duchene off the assist from Chris Tanev, and that tied things up at 1. And then just a couple minutes later, it's his teammate, Jamie Benn, on the redirection shot from Issa Lindell. And the Stars go into the first intermission up 2-1. But midway through the second on a power play, it's Joe Pavelski to Rope Hintz. And from there, the Stars, they never looked back. This one finished off with a long empty net goal from Tyler Seguin from the other side of the rink. What a shot there. And the Stars, they look to continue this play when they play the Buffalo Sabres tonight at 7 p.m. And now to another Dallas team, the Dallas Mavericks. In their last 16 games, they've only lost 2 of those games, falling to the Warriors and the Thunder. The Mavericks are cooking with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie was just named the Western Conference Player of the Week after he dropped 48 points on the Rockets, which was his highest score as a Maverick. This one has been exciting team to watch, and they can keep it up. It's going to be a dangerous playoff team. The Mavs have 4 games left remaining in the regular season. They'll play the Hornets, the Heat, the Pistons, and the Thunder. And that's all I have for your sports. Now back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you so much, Trey. Drew, did you watch the eclipse yesterday?
I did, and I thought it was so cool, but I think my dogs thought it was cooler. They were freaking out.
Yeah, I heard that's not that uncommon, actually, in the animal kingdom. CNN's Ed Lamandera has the story.
It was like momentarily walking into the classic comedy Night at the Museum, a glimpse into the secret lives of animals at the Dallas Zoo when humans aren't around to watch.
Zebra started chasing him, and then the ostriches got into the mix as well.
Just as the zoo slipped into total darkness, a jolt of, well, animal energy seemed to shoot through the grounds. The moment mesmerized Lisa Van Sleet, a curator of mammals at the Dallas Zoo.
So did the total eclipse day meet your expectations?
It exceeded my expectations today. There was a lot more activity than I expected to see out of the animals.
Just before total darkness, an ostrich laid an egg and hovered over it for a time, protecting it. Zoo officials say it's not clear if the moment was caused by the eclipse, but that the timing was certainly curious, they said. Guinea fowl suddenly crowed wildly.
I hear the birds are starting.
The birds are getting louder.
Yeah.
Just before the moon covered the sun for almost 4 minutes, a young giraffe and its mother galloped around the enclosure. The zebras joined in the chase as well. Here and around the country, elephants grouped together and appeared to head back to the area where they sleep. Flamingos packed together in the middle of a pond in their habitat. Primates apparently also thought it was bedtime. Animal experts say the sudden darkness triggered a natural reaction among many of the animals.
At nighttime, predators go out a lot more, and so they have to kind of huddle together to be safety in numbers and in case something's coming, so they went into that instinct pretty quickly.
At this doggy daycare in the Dallas area, this group of dogs seemed to stop, confused by the sudden darkness. When the sun returned, the dogs started playing around again. Another video captured a cat wanting to come inside its home when darkness struck. At the Toledo Zoo, a polar bear didn't seem to care about all the fuss, nonchalantly dove into the water before the sun disappeared. Texas Parks and Wildlife officials teamed up with NASA to set up these acoustic recording devices to monitor the sounds of animals in the wild. But not all animals were flustered or impressed by the total eclipse. Tobogo the giraffe mostly walked around, unfazed, ready to start chewing on the lettuce the humans feed him when the sun came back.
Kennedy, the zoo looked like it was the place to be yesterday. Those animals were having a blast.
Yes, I mean, even on a regular day, sometimes I go with my nephew, we call it the jungle, and the animals, they get shocked by all the visitors. So I know an eclipse, it was just,
oh yeah,
it was an event for sure.
That temperature change and everything. Temperature change, that was what got my dogs. Let me be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just complete darkness.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is not what we usually do at 1 o'clock. Exactly. Is it bedtime? Is it lunchtime? What do you do?
Well, thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.